What's up, everyone? I hope you're doing well. My name's AJ, and this channel is about personal finance. Like I always say, finance is easy with the right knowledge. Schools don't teach it, so I will. Alright, so this video is about the free budget that I'm giving away and why budgeting is very important. So we're going to be talking about first how you should look at budgeting, why it's important. Then we're going to go into how to use the budget that I'm offering. Of course, you'll be able to use it and apply what you learn in this video. Just so you all know, there will be the first link in the description. You'll be able to click on that, be taken to a landing page, and then you'll get the link to the budget. And from there, there'll be two options. I'll get into what you have to do differently between a mobile device and a PC/laptop further on in the video. So with that being said, let's get into why you should be budgeting. Budgeting is one of the most fundamental aspects of personal finance, just because it gives you a lot of information about your own situation if you do keep track of it. And so the first thing I want to point out about budgeting is that it's important for you to see what you're doing in order to be able to fix or manage or improve upon what you can do into the future. It's a good idea to, write down or type up all the things you're spending money on and also all the ways you're making income so you can actually be aware and conscious of your situation and go from there. The second thing I want to point out about budgeting is you'll be able to see any sort of patterns or trends for things you're buying that you maybe shouldn't be. For example, if you are someone who buys, a Starbucks coffee every morning before you go to work, let's say, well, maybe that's okay for you, but maybe you'll be able to realize by writing it down or typing it up that you're actually accumulating a lot of expenses just by, buying that coffee. For many people, maybe seeing your expenses adding up like crazy with all those coffees, and you may be saying, okay, maybe I need to eliminate that or make a 50-cent iced coffee like Graham Stephan does, if you know who that is. The point I'm trying to make here is that you'll be able to see items that you're repeatedly buying, and you'll be able to find those patterns, catch yourself, and actually do something about it, hopefully. Number 3 is actually knowing how you make your money. So a lot of people actually disregard this part of budgeting, but it's kind of important to know where you're getting your money from and how much you're actually making. First of all, you need to know if you'll be able to cover your fixed expenses or the expenses that you have to spend your money on. And then also, you'll be able to, by knowing how much you actually make, you'll be able to allocate those funds over to other things like savings, investing, and extracurricular activities, like maybe you want to go skiing for a weekend. You can budget that in based on how much money you make. The most important thing I listed there was actually investing, which you should be able to manage how much you will be investing, because when it comes to investing, especially like the stock market, consistency is a key factor in success. And if you're putting your money into investments every month or every week or whatever you think is right for you, then that money is going to grow, and when you retire, you'll be glad that you had a consistent plan and budgeted accordingly. Maybe you want to learn more about that, or you didn't quite understand that portion and you want me to go in depth and explain it more. You can actually sign up for one of my financial coaching sessions where we get on the phone and we talk about your situation and how you can better it and eventually reach financial freedom. And the last thing, item number 4 for benefits to budgeting, would be regarding tax season. On my specific budget, I did insert a section in the middle for you to put your itemized deductions. With the recordings of these deductions, you'll actually be able to see pretty easily just will you be able to use the standard deduction or do you want to itemize. If you are enjoying this and if you do enjoy the video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. giving this video a like, and commenting. Is this the first time you ever started budgeting? Alright, so now we are up here in the corner and we're going to go over how to use the specific budget that I have for you. Right before that, I'm just going to show you the website, just so you know how you can sign up for those financial coaching sessions. And if you just go to the home page of the website, the link will be in the description, of course. You can actually click on the 15 minutes of free financial coaching, and then you can click on make an appointment right here, or you can actually scroll down and there will be more information about it. Fill out this form and then I will get back to you as soon as possible. So, as we can see over here on the left is the date, description, and payout method, and then 2 columns for debit and credit. So debit just means expense and credit just means income. This is like the laundry list portion of the budget, where you literally list everything out. And every sort of income, every expense, you just write it here. You put the date and you write a description, and for an example of description, that would be like Chevron gasoline. And then you would put the payout method or the payment method. So that could be credit card, debit card, or if it's a payout, then it would be like direct deposit or check or whatever. And so that's just so that you can see on your, let's say, credit card statements that you have those transactions, and if you ever want to go back, you can look at those and you'll know where to find them. And then for the debit and expense / credit and income, if it's an income, you would put the number. Let's say it's a $700 check, you put 700 in the income column and you leave the expense column blank, and vice versa for expenses. You move over here towards the middle. This right here is the deduction section. That section may not be used by you, but if you do have deductions that you can make for tax season, then you would insert those there. This is going to help you for when you are deciding whether to do a standard deduction or an itemized deduction on your tax returns when you file taxes the following year. It's pretty simple because you'll be able to add up your deductions and compare that to the standard deduction, and you'll know which one you should choose. And how it works is once you put, let's say, an expense over here, like number 4, let's say it's a business expense, it was $7. Okay, so now you have that number there, and if you wanted to add it, you can do equals sum parenthesis, and then you can click on this box right here and close the parentheses and press enter, and you'll have that number. And as you go along, you'll add more. So let's say if you go down here to number, 30. So let's say that was 89. Enter. Okay, so if you wanted to add that here, just delete that parenthesis, put a comma, and then go down and click on the other box. Right there, then you have that, close the parentheses, enter, and you have that total. Going into the final section, have a better visualization of the laundry list. And so this is going to actually split up your expenses and incomes into monthly and categorically via different sources, like of income, if you have multiple sources of income, also multiple expenses. This section actually has a lot of formulas, and I'll get into that in a second. As with all of this budget, you can edit the document once you get it and actually change it so it better suits your situation, because I don't expect anyone to have the exact same as the template. So what you're going to want to do is right when you get it, you're going to want to tailor it towards yourself and your situation. We have the first section up here is the incomes, and these yellow spots are for where I put the formulas in, where it adds up each category and also each monthly totals, as well as the expenses. The same thing happens there. And then if you do go down a little bit, this box right here, if you have it set up correctly, it will show the total profit for that month, and then eventually getting to this green box right here where it is the total profit for the year. And you can actually change all these colors and basically change anything really. I mean, you can erase the entire document. I don't know why you would do that, but you can do that if you would like. So let's say you have different incomes or you want to change up the document. How you would go about doing that, if you want to add a space actually, you can do it one of two ways. The first would be to actually just insert a category here, and in between each of these, the only thing you would have to do is see this, how this side over here is not yellow. You would actually need to, I mean, you don't have to make it yellow, but you would have to insert the formula, and the formulas are as so. So you would do equal sum like we've seen before, parenthesis, and then you would actually highlight by dragging your cursor across these, close the parentheses, press enter. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can actually copy, let's say you want to insert something right here where it says financial aid. If you had an extra one and you want to keep the spacing in line, you can actually copy these, Control C to copy, then erase it, and then since that's going to be a new category, then you can go down here, Control V, and now you'll need to make sure that everything is intact. And what I mean by that is that you're going to double click on that, or you can actually just click on it and go over here to the top left. And you can just check the numbers to see if they're correct. You see how this box is highlighted? It actually shows what it is calculating the sum for. You just need to edit this number 5 to actually do number 3, and now it is set up. And you'll just need to edit that for each column way down to this one. Same thing you'll need to do. Just do that for each month. And then over here, as you can see, everything's fine. Even if you wanted to add that, you can do that. But the new column, you'll just see that this new column right here does not have it. So how you do that is equals sum. Basically do the same thing I just showed you like a second ago, where you just highlight this entire thing. You can do the same thing for the expenses if you do want to add those. And then the other thing, once you do set up the expenses and the income to your liking, and you have all the categories you want to use for the year, you go down to profit and just make sure that you're using the right boxes here as well. So you got K42 right there. That's correct. But this one is different, see? So you just want to change it to, this one is now number 17. And then you do that for each box, and you'll get your numbers in correctly, and you'll be able to use the budget to its full functionality. So let's say 56 right there. It shows up there to the right, shows up in this category over here. And then if you go down, the total profit, 56. Now this one we did not change, so we would have to go back, and once you know the row number, you'll be able to change it easily. As we see, 17, and I could literally just go right here, 17, enter, and it will update. So just once you have the setup that you want, you'll be able to just quickly change each of those numbers on the months, and you'll be ready to go for the year. So just two things that I forgot to mention is, one, right here, this equation right there, that's minus, so you do equals, click on the box that you want to subtract from, type the dash, and then click on the other box that you would like to subtract, and then press enter. That's the equation for subtraction. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is that you can actually delete, if you wanted to delete this other category, for example, then you can just, highlight these two if you want to work on the spacing, delete those. So once you delete those, you can just copy this and delete it and paste it back up top. The same thing applies, where you just have to check on the numbers to see if they're aligned correctly, and you'll be good to go. And you have what you need to be aware of your finances. So if you did enjoy this video, first of all, subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Like the video, comment anything you have to say about budgeting. Is this your first time or something like that? And then also, you'll probably want to get the budget, so that will be the first link in the description. The difference between mobile and PC/laptop is the recommended method is PC/laptop, because what happens is once you click on the link and see the page that it will bring you to, the confirmation will give you a link to this document, and it will force you to make a copy, and that's what you want, your own copy, so you can edit it and work on it for yourself. On the mobile side, you'll actually be taken to this specific document that I have ownership over, and you'll only be able to view it. So what you need to do from that point is actually go to File and click on Make a Copy. And then you can press OK there, and you'll have your own copy from there. So I would recommend going on a PC and laptop to actually do that. But either way, you'll have the document, and you'll be ready for the year. I hope you all appreciate this document and template that I am providing for you. And I hope you stick around, join the community. We are building something great here, trying to get people to financial freedom and living the life that people truly deserve. Feel free to share this with your friends, because if you found it helpful, they'll probably find it helpful as well. All right, now go get that budget, and I'll see you next time. Peace.